It's 7:45 a.m. I'm on a long run. I'm running for 8.5 miles to get to Somerdale Pavilion Parkrun just outside Bristol, known for the Curly Wurly. So I've got to get there, run parkrun, run back. Let's do it. Okay, so here we are at Somerdale Pavilion Parkrun. I've safely made it. It's taken me about 8.5 miles, around just under 14k to get here as planned, and I am ready to take on the famous Curly Wurly as it's known. So we're just getting going now. You can see the stats on the screen. The pace of it is probably not quite right because I wasn't running 4:38 kilometers pace from the get-go, but you'll get the idea fairly shortly. And just a little bit of history as we get going. So this is on the site of the Fry's chocolate factory, which actually merged with Cadbury's back in 1915. It moved to Keynsham, apologies if that's not the correct pronunciation, in 1935, and is now actually not used for that at all. There's a Somerdale Pavilion there, but in honour of the chocolate factory and Cadbury being based on this site just outside Bristol, is actually now known as the Curly Wurly Parkrun. And for obvious reasons, as those two girls nearly trip over each other there, nearly coming a cropper, on this completely kind of manufactured parkrun around on this field. And it's just absolutely bizarre because it looks like carnage, but the truth is you're on this path and you're all going in the same direction, and you don't really have too much trouble kind of just following the course because it's all kind of cut out from mown grass, and you just got to follow the people in front of you basically. So yeah, it was absolute novelty to take this one on, and we couldn't resist, quite frankly. So me and Georgie both decided to do it. I as I say, ran down from where we were staying in Clifton, so just another area of Bristol, and yeah, you can see some of the runners at the front there flying past already. My plan for the actual session today was to do 2 times 3 miles, so around 5k at 89% of my marathon race pace. So if those of you that haven't been following on, I'm currently training for a sub-3 marathon attempt at Abingdon Marathon in October, so in the UK, and I'm now kind of just getting into a crucial phase. This is, I think it's 10 weeks out or 9 weeks out at the time of recording, and so yeah, really just trying to start to nail a little bit closer to that marathon race pace, but wanted to do a bit slower than that today. So we're looking at around, as I say, 89%, which is 7:24 to 7:35 a mile, or that's 4:36 to 4:43 a kilometre. So I'm going around the kind of top end of that pace right now, as you can see, but actually I do get a bit excited with this amazing course, and I do pick it up a bit more at times as well. But it's 2.5 laps. It's absolutely wild. We've just done the Curly Wurly in its entirety for the first time. Now we're going to kind of do a long loop round before we then get to do it again, and then we get to do it a third time before the finish as well. So you can see there actually on the right hand side where the finish actually is, which is just kind of in the middle of the course. Again, a little bit bonkers to be honest, but I absolutely loved it. So yeah, we're out on this first lap now. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my week of training while we go through here, and you get to enjoy the amazing sights of Somerdale Pavilion Parkrun. But yeah, so going back to Monday, it was a 35-minute recovery run, so just taking it nice and chill, pretty much zone 1 the whole time. Then 6-a-side football in the evening, which is what I often do. Then on the Tuesday, it was personal training with my partner Georgie, so yeah, getting some strength training in there for an hour, and a bit of running to and from the gym as well. and then Spartans intervals, so my running club, Felling Valley Spartans. I was out leading one of the groups there on Tuesday night, and it was 6 times 90 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and then 3 sets of that, so 18 efforts in all, a little bit of an extended rest in between each one. But yeah, managed to clock up 9 miles, 14.5k on that Tuesday. And then on Wednesday was a rest day, as we do. And then Thursday it was a 60-minute easy run after a very long day. I was in Leamington Spa for work. It was a long travel day, sort of 3 hours out, 3 hours back. But somehow I managed to pull quite an amazing 60 minutes easy. Did about 7.5 miles, so around 12k, averaging a sort of 8-minute miles pace, so about 5 kilometre pace for that. And yeah, heart rate really low, felt fantastic. So that was incredible. Probably one of my best easy runs I've ever done, and really just demonstrating the level of fitness that I've been beginning to build over this sort of, well, it's going to be 19-week plan in all to train for this marathon. And then that brings us on to Friday, when we travelled to Bristol. Once we got there, I did a 90-minute easy run with Georgie. I ended up doing around 8 miles, 13k, just took it really super chill, and just explored really. And here we are today, doing the Curly Wurly in all its glory. And yeah, it's quite incredible, if I'm honest. So yeah, just enjoy the scenes of the Curly Wurly, where you get to see people all the time coming past you in the opposite direction. It's great, you know, if you're running with a number of different people that are doing different paces, because you just get to see them again and again and again. And me and Georgie did spot each other a few times throughout. So yeah, we're 1k in, just over now, and we've got a few more kilometres to go of this 5k parkrun. So just a little bit more on the Saturday run itself. So Bristol, for those that don't know it, pretty hilly in places. So yeah, it wasn't the flattest route that I was doing, but yeah, managed to really sustain a good pace early on and get to the park run in good time. I had about 10 minutes to spare in the end, so that was always good. And then yeah, after this, then I'll be obviously heading back and finishing the long run, so we'll go to a clip on the end for that. But really it was yeah, a cracking day for a run, beautiful weather, so really made the most of that. And yeah, it's not very often you do get to do a park run like this, where you're just, yeah, passing people all the time, seeing people. There's Georgie just going past on the left hand side there, and yeah, just having a bit of a good time, to be honest. I'm picking up the pace here, so yeah, 4:26 pace right now. Said I'd do up to sort of 4:36, so yeah, certainly pushing it a little bit, but the legs felt great, and it's still a bit slower than my intended marathon pace. So for sub-3 marathon, if you don't know, you're looking at around 6:50 a mile, 4:15 a k, and right now I'm not kind of locking into any particular pace. I want to give myself a bit of a range, whether that might be 6:40 to 6:50 a mile, or the equivalent in kilometres, and just see kind of where my fitness is at come race day. But yeah, felt really good for this. The course, as someone comes flying past there, is it's pretty good. It's very flat. You have to be a bit careful of kind of potholes, and the organisers were saying at the start, just to be careful. There's, as you can see, cones down in places where there's little holes, and just yeah, you had to be a little bit careful, because it was a bit unstable in places, but to be honest, perfectly runnable in my view. And yeah, just a great course to go and do. So many tourists there. They asked at the start, you know, who is tourists, parkrun tourists for this, and as you can imagine, there were plenty. So yeah, we weren't alone. They didn't even bother actually asking how far people had come from, as you often get in park runs, because I imagine everyone is all over. We were coming from Hertfordshire, but by no means will we be particularly far afield. I got the sense, and I think maybe even up to sort of half the runners that are doing it each week are visitors from other areas. So yeah, it is a park run tourist hotspot, and you can see why, right? Because it's just a really, really cool one to do. So yeah, we're just coming round now. I think it's the end of the first lap, and then we get to do it all over again. Yeah, so you can see the flags there. We're just coming around for the start finish area, so you can see the full lap in its entirety, and the GPS showing on the left hand side just how many turns you're doing, and it's a lot. I say the start finish area, but just the start as we go under that metal structure just now. And I'm going to skip it forward here, so we're going straight into the Curly Wurly number 2, so you can see it for a second time in all its glory. And what I am trying to do for this one is just try and tilt my head to the right as much as possible. You can see people on the inside lanes, as it were, going a bit quicker, so they're the ones in front, as we see Liverpool shirt taking over us there. We shall see them again a little bit later, I believe. And yeah, you can just see people up ahead, a bit further on in the course, and it's just, yeah, just look at this. It's just fantastic to see. Should be spotting Georgie as well in a black vest top and black shorts fairly soon as well, coming the other way. And then yeah, again as we go around the course in this loop. But do you get a little bit dizzy watching this? See what you think. There's Georgie just past her on the left hand side as we do the main bit of the Curly Wurly right in the centre, and we go back the other way, and we can see Georgie again on the right, and you'll see her a few more times as we're kind of going now back outside this loop and to the main rest of the part of the course. But yeah, what an idea this was, really, because it is, as I say, just fantastic. Seeing Georgie again, and you can see Georgie again just doing the turn now that I just did a short time ago. So yeah, it's fantastic for that, seeing other people throughout, as I mentioned, and it's just such a novel idea, I think. So yeah, if you can ever get to this one, I would thoroughly recommend it. We are going to skip it forward again shortly, just because I want to see that lap for the third time when you do the Curly Wurly. So we are, as you can see, now about to start the third lap, which you see someone taking a photo there of the sign. We didn't get to do that, we actually forgot, but hey ho. I will just roll it on now quickly so we get to the start of the Curly Wurly section for the third and final time. And as you'll see, it's not that actually far from the start before you get into the Curly Wurly, and then once you've done the Curly Wurly, it's not very long until you finish. So we've not got that long to go now. You can see the pace on the left hand side has slowed a bit, but actually when I've been watching this footage back, it's just ticking up by like 1 second, like continuously. So clearly something's gone wrong here, because I was running a pretty consistent pace around that sort of 4:30 kilometre pace mark. Just to say as well, thought I'd put this one in kilometres, given it is a 5k, but I'm usually a miles man myself, so yeah, thank me for that if you're a fan of the old kilometres. But yeah, it's still ticking up past 6-minute kilometres, etc. I definitely wasn't running this pace, and because of the consistency of the way that it's just ticking up and up, it must have just gone wrong somehow. But hey, we're doing the Curly Wurly for the third time. We're going back round the other way, and we are almost at the finish now. So you can hear it's a bit windy in places, but I will just turn the sound on up now just so you can kind of listen in. We are overtaking a few people that are earlier on in the course, but as you can see, it's very easy to kind of pass people as you need to. See Georgie again there, and yeah, just great to run with so many other people at the same time. So thoroughly recommend this course. But yeah, let's have a final listen in for this final stretch and the finish. Thank you, Marshall. So the Marshal there was just saying to keep right as you go into the finish. People that are carrying on with their laps are obviously on the left hand side as we go through the cones. Thank you. To the finish. Thank you. And that is that. And I think There's no better way to finish this particular course than a slightly kind of curly whirly finishing funnel just to help us through. So I'll show up to the camera, you can't see, but I finished in 28th place. So that was my 134th parkrun, my first one here at Somerdale Pavilion out of 276 runners in total. And so yeah, what a great run. So that's 3 miles done at around 7:25, I think it was 7:20, 7:24, 5k. 2 lots of 3 miles, 5k, and now probably another 4 miles easy steady back to Clifton for some food. Have you seen this hill? Just finished 2 hours 30, 18.68 miles, 30k. Very happy with that. One more run tomorrow, and then that's another week complete.
Right.
See ya, have a good one.
Yeah.
See you soon. We are just about done. Georgie's just finishing off her long run. Another 3 and a bit miles to go for her. I know. Another 5 and a bit miles for her to go. But just ticked over 8 miles. I'm going to do up to 1 hour 20. And then we're done on this week, which is 58 miles, 93k for the second week running, second week of support training done. And next week we go on to 62 miles, the massive 100k milestone. So yeah, getting serious, shall we say. But we're now here near Cheddar and Burnham-on-Sea in North Somerset, if I get that right. And yeah, we're off camping for a week, which would be lovely. So yeah, really enjoyed Bristol and Clifton. Big congrats to my cousin Lauren and her husband. They did get married last year, but they celebrated with a party in their home city of Bristol. So that will do for this week. 8.17 miles done, 1 hour 20 on the watch. Got the race predictor up. So the marathon, we're down to 2:56.22, and everything else is better than it's ever looked. 5k 17:33, just 8 seconds off my actual PB of 17:25. 10k, we've dipped below 37 minutes prediction for the first time, 36:59, and half is down to 1:22.02, about a minute quicker than my best. So again, trending in the right direction and really exciting times. So that is all for this one. Obviously a bit behind with the videos because I've been away, but yeah, we'll get another one out as soon as I can after this to get back up to speed with my training. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed it. Comment, let me know what you're up to, running wise, holiday wise. Would love to hear from you. And of course, please do subscribe to the channel. It's completely free and you can just see how I'm getting on, videos popping up on your feed as I train for this sub-3 marathon at Abingdon Marathon in October. But that is all for this one. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.